They say loyalty in hip-hop runs deep. But when it comes to Eminem and 50 Cent, that loyalty has a whole different meaning. Because what if I told you that 50 Cent wasn't just Eminem's protege, but his secret weapon, the man M used every single time a rap war broke out? From Ja Rule to The Game, Diddy, and even some quiet tension with Jay-Z, insiders claim 50 didn't just jump into beefs on his own, he was sent. Sent by M to do the dirty work, to say what Marshall Mathers couldn't. Now, new footage and resurfaced interviews are painting a wild picture, one that suggests Eminem strategically used 50 Cent as his muscle in the industry, both lyrically and behind the scenes. People close to the situation are calling it calculated genius, while others say it's straight-up manipulation. And according to one former Shady Records insider, 50 was never free. Every beef, every diss, every explosion, it was all part of M's playbook. Fans are losing their minds on social media, accusing Eminem of playing chess while everyone else was playing checkers. But if that's true, how deep does this go? And did 50 know he was being used all along? Or was he in on it from day one? The story of Eminem and 50 Cent isn't just about music, it's about power, about control, about how one man's brilliance and another man's hunger collided to change hip-hop forever. It all starts in the early 2000s. Eminem was untouchable, fresh off the Marshall Mathers LP, ruling the charts and scaring half the industry with his pen. But with that power came enemies, too many of them. Critics, rival rappers, politicians, everyone wanted a piece of him. Behind the scenes, M was tired, paranoid, and strategic. He needed a weapon, someone who could say what he couldn't, move how he wouldn't, and handle the streets that he'd long left behind. That's when 50 Cent entered the picture. At the time, Curtis Jackson was a street legend with a mixtape buzz hotter than anything New York had seen in years. He'd been shot 9 times, blacklisted by labels, and was running the underground like a general with nothing to lose. His songs were raw, violent, and catchy as hell. M saw something dangerous, but useful in him. According to a producer who worked at Shady Records back then, M looked at 50 like a chess piece. Not in a bad way, but like, this is the guy who can go to war for me. When Eminem brought 50 to Dr. Dre, it wasn't just about music, it was about positioning. Dre saw the star power, M saw the soldier, and together they created a monster. The first test came quick. Ja Rule. Ja had already taken shots at M and Dre in interviews, calling them soft. But when he dragged Eminem's daughter, Haley, into the mix, M snapped. The world expected M to destroy Ja on wax himself, but he did something different. He stepped back. That's when 50 moved, with a series of brutal disses. Back Down, Hail Mary, Remix, Life's on the Line. 50 tore Ja apart piece by piece, turning Murder Inc. into a punchline. Every time 50 dropped, M hyped him up publicly, but quietly stayed behind the scenes. It was a masterclass in silent warfare. M didn't need to get his hands dirty, he had 50 for that. People inside the camp noticed the dynamic shift. 50 became the shield for M's legacy, taking on every enemy with ruthless precision. But what fans didn't know was how strategic it all was. M used to call 50 the trigger, said a former G-Unit affiliate. He'd say, "I don't have to pull it, just point him in the right direction." And for years, that's exactly how it went. Whenever someone came for Shady Records, Benzino, The Source, Cannabis, 50 was either on the front lines or right behind M's bars, laughing in interviews, clowning enemies, making it look effortless. The media played into it too. Every time M dropped an album, controversy followed. Every time a diss popped up, 50 was there, fanning the flames. They fed off each other's energy like a tag team of chaos, but that balance came at a cost. Behind closed doors, cracks began to form. According to insiders, 50 started to realize he wasn't just the muscle, he was the front line. And while M was revered as a lyrical genius, 50 was becoming the villain of hip-hop. He'd walk into meetings and people would treat him like the bad guy, one source said. But he knew deep down, half those fights weren't even his. There's one story that perfectly captures this shift. Around 2004, during the Encore era, M allegedly called 50 into the studio late at night. They were both exhausted, surrounded by empty bottles and smoke in the air. "Yo, Fif," M said quietly, tapping the console. "They're saying Diddy's throwing shade about Shady, you heard?" 50 leaned back, smirking. "Yeah, I heard. You want me to handle it?" M didn't respond right away. He just gave that cold stare, the one everyone in his circle knew meant business. "You know what to do," he finally said. The next morning, 50 posted a cryptic message on mixtapes and radio freestyles that had everyone buzzing. He didn't name names, but the shots were clear. Within days, Diddy's people reached out privately. Eminem stayed silent. M stayed silent. That's how it always went. He would go to war, and M would sit back, letting the chaos boost his empire. It was the perfect dynamic until it started to break. By 2005, as G-Unit's power grew, so did 50's ego. He was no longer the soldier, he was the general. But M wasn't used to sharing control. Tension started brewing when 50 began picking his own battles against the Game, Fat Joe, and others, without M's input. And that's when their brotherhood turned into something darker. M used to tell people, "I created a monster," said an engineer who worked on the massacre. He meant it. 50 had become too powerful to control. Fans started noticing too. 50's interviews became bolder, more confrontational. He'd talk about how he carried shady records, how G-Unit sold more than some of M's proteges. Social media exploded with rumors that there was beef brewing inside the shady camp. But in public, M and 50 kept smiling, laughing, joking, pretending everything was fine. Behind the cameras, though, it was cold. One night during a private event in Vegas, the two reportedly got into a heated argument. A witness claims 50 accused M of using him for wars while staying clean himself. "You never take no hits, M," 50 snapped. "I'm out here beefing with the whole industry while you sit in the booth like some puppet master." M stared at him, stone-faced. "You think you'd even be here without me?" he said quietly. The room went silent. Security stepped in before things could escalate further. But from that moment, their dynamic was never the same. Publicly, they'd continue to support each other. But the trust? Gone. Yet what neither realized was that their alliance had already changed hip-hop forever. The blueprint they created, of one lyrical mastermind and one street enforcer, would become the formula every label tried to copy. Drake and Meek, Kanye and Push, even Nicki and Cardi's camps would echo that dynamic in years to come. And even as time moved on, whispers continued. Insiders claimed M still called 50 before any big move. "He's still the weapon," one said. M just doesn't pull the trigger as much anymore. But the story doesn't end there. Because years later, new leaks would reveal just how calculated Eminem's moves were, and how far he went to keep 50 close, even when the friendship was falling apart. By 2006, the storm inside Shady Records wasn't just whispers. It was a full-blown Cold War. Behind the hits and laughter, Eminem and 50 Cent were locked in a silent power struggle, each watching the other more carefully than their enemies outside the label. What started as loyalty was now business, and business was getting personal. After the Vegas argument, people inside Shady noticed the change. 50 wasn't calling M for approval anymore. He was making his own moves, signing artists, launching film projects, beefing with whoever crossed him. To the public, he was still shouting, "Shady Aftermath, G-Unit!" But privately, he was pulling away. Still, Eminem wasn't blind. He saw 50's independence as both a threat and a lesson. M was quiet, strategic. He played the background like a general observing his top soldier's rebellion. Then came the Game. When 50 and the Game clashed, fans assumed it was just another ego-driven feud. But insiders later revealed that Eminem had tried to stop it. He knew the industry would use the chaos to weaken the Shady empire. According to one label executive, M warned 50, "Don't fall for it, man. They're setting you up to crash your own machine." 50 shot back, "Ain't nobody setting me up. I am the machine." That line hit him hard. Because deep down, he knew it might be true. For the first time, Eminem realized his weapon might be turning against him. Still, M played the long game. He didn't argue in public, didn't clap back on records. Instead, he started quietly adjusting contracts, tightening his control over Shady's structure, making sure every G-Unit release still ran through his channels. But 50 wasn't stupid. He started hearing whispers from his lawyers about clauses that tied his royalties and distribution to Shady's longer than expected. One clause allegedly gave M partial creative control over any major release under the G-Unit umbrella. It wasn't illegal, it was smart. But to 50, it felt like betrayal. "M's my brother," he told his manager at the time. But brothers don't put leashes on each other. That's when everything shifted. Behind the scenes, 50 began plotting an exit. He launched Curtis, a solo album that downplayed his connection to Shady. He doubled down on his own TV and movie ventures, laying the foundation for what would later become Power. But here's where the story gets dark, because according to one insider, Eminem didn't just let him go. He tested him. It started subtly. A few leaked verses, a mysterious DJ mix. Then, out of nowhere, a verse appeared online from Eminem, addressing loyalty and fake brothers who forget who fed them. Fans immediately speculated it was about Benzino or Ja Rule, but those who knew the inside story claimed otherwise. One of 50's closest friends recalled getting a call that night. Yo, Fif was heated. He said, "If M's talking about me, I'm done. I ain't no puppet." But instead of confronting M directly, 50 went quiet. He stopped showing up to the studio. He skipped Shady events. And when the 2007 Anger Management Tour lineup was announced, without his name, fans knew something was off. M, meanwhile, was battling his own demons. Addiction, depression, and fame fatigue had pulled him deep into isolation. He wasn't thinking about war. He was trying to survive. But 50 didn't see it that way. He thought M was freezing him out. It wasn't until years later that the truth came out. According to a former Shady engineer, M wasn't plotting against 50. He was gone, mentally. He was trying to save himself. But 50 only saw silence, and in this game, silence means disloyalty. Then came the bombshell. In 2008, a leaked email surfaced, allegedly from a Shady Records executive, suggesting that Eminem had final say on all promotional campaigns tied to 50's releases until 2010. The internet exploded. Fans accused Eminem of owning 50's career. Hashtags like "Archker Shady Puppet" and "Cheer Free 50" trended for weeks. CPU's response? Cold and calculated. He didn't diss M directly. Instead, he started aligning himself with people M had distanced from, like Dr. Dre's newer proteges and certain East Coast producers. It was a quiet rebellion, but M got the message. A mutual friend claimed Eminem called 50 one night in anger. "Yo, if you got something to say it on record." 50 allegedly replied, "I don't need a record, Marshall. I got power now." That line stuck with M, because in a way, it was true. By then, 50 wasn't just a rapper, he was a mogul. His vitamin water deal, film ventures, and label had made him untouchable financially. For the first time, he didn't need M, but emotionally, their bond was still there, complicated, broken, but real. Around that time, people close to both camps said there was one meeting, private, off the books, where the two finally sat down in Detroit. Just the two of them. No entourage. No cameras. Witnesses say the tension was thick. 50 walked in with his usual smirk while M barely looked up. "Why'd you do it, man?" 50 asked. M sighed. "Do what?" "You know what? You built me just to hold me back." M leaned forward. "I built you so we both wouldn't get destroyed." There was a long pause. Then M reportedly said something no one expected. "Every time I went to war, you were my bullet." But even bullets run out. The room went silent. 50 nodded slowly, stood up, and walked out. From that moment, the friendship was officially fractured. They were still publicly cool, but the trust, the loyalty, the brotherhood, it was gone. In the years that followed, their interactions became strictly business. Joint interviews disappeared. Collaboration slowed. When M released Recovery, fans noticed 50 wasn't featured, just a quick shout-out buried in a verse. But then came Relapse, and everything changed again. On one of the unreleased tracks that leaked later, M allegedly rapped about a soldier who forgot who sent him to war. The internet immediately reignited the theories. Was M still firing shots at 50 years later? 50 laughed it off in interviews, but behind closed doors, insiders said he was furious. He told people, "If M want to play games, I'll end this whole legacy thing right now." But despite all the tension, one thing never changed: their respect. Even at their lowest, neither ever crossed the line publicly, because deep down, they both knew the truth. Without 50, Eminem wouldn't have survived the early 2000s. And without Eminem, 50 might have never become a global name. Their relationship was built on war, but war doesn't last forever. Still, fans weren't done speculating. As social media grew, old stories resurfaced. Conspiracy threads about shady manipulation flooded Reddit and Twitter. Some even claimed Eminem kept files on every beef, every diss, and every PR move, documenting how 50's chaos protected his image. A rumor spread that There was an entire Shady War playbook, hidden in the label's archives, a binder detailing every move made during each feud. Was it real? Nobody knew. But when a mysterious email surfaced years later, mentioning the archives, fans started digging again. What they found would shock even longtime Shady supporters, and make everyone question who really controlled the narrative all along. The year was 2014, social media was louder than ever, and the internet had just rediscovered its favorite topic, secrets. Old footage, deleted interviews, and unreleased audio were leaking left and right. But nothing would send shockwaves through hip-hop like what came next. A post appeared on a Reddit thread titled, "Shady Playbook, The Truth About Eminem's War Tactics." At first, people thought it was fake, just another fan theory. But when screenshots surfaced showing the names of real Shady Records employees, hip-hop media went into a frenzy. The alleged leak claimed that Eminem kept a physical binder, nicknamed the War Playbook, stored in a locked cabinet at Shady's Detroit headquarters. Inside were said to be notes, PR strategies, and timelines, documenting every beef from Benzino to MGK. But what got fans talking wasn't the binder itself. It was the section labeled Operations with 50. That part, according to the leak, detailed how M and his team allegedly used 50's natural aggression as part of calculated industry responses. Whenever M faced criticism, controversy, or a diss, the playbook suggested redirecting attention by igniting a feud through 50. The post even showed fragments of handwritten notes, supposedly from M himself. If heat builds on me, Fif drops. Public enemy, Fif attacks. M stays silent. He's the soldier, always. Fans were divided. Some called it genius, others called it manipulation. But the question that dominated headlines was simple. Did 50 know? Because if he didn't, then for over a decade, he wasn't a partner. He was a pawn. The leak exploded across YouTube, with commentary channels dissecting every detail. Say Cheese TV called it the most calculated partnership in hip-hop history. Rap Daily dropped a 20-minute expose titled, "Was 50 just Eminem's bodyguard in the booth?" Even 50 himself couldn't ignore it. On Instagram, he posted a cryptic message, "Don't play with me, I got files too." That one post sent the internet into meltdown. Did 50 have his own receipts? According to one former G-Unit assistant, he did, and they were worse. He had voicemails, emails, even a few studio recordings, the insider said. He used to joke that if M ever tried to bury him, he'd drop the nuclear bomb. And then weeks later, it happened. A short audio clip appeared on SoundCloud under the username Detroit Ghost. It was grainy, clearly recorded secretly. But the voices? Unmistakable Eminem and Dr. Dre talking about a strategy for handling industry beefs. Dre, you sure you want to do this again, man? M, as long as Fif handles it, it never touches me. That one line was enough to send fans into chaos. Within hours, the clip was removed, but not before it spread across every major rap blog. Complex ran a headline. Leaked audio suggests Eminem let 50 Cent handle his beefs. The source called it, "the final proof of hip-hop's biggest manipulation." Meanwhile, 50 stayed silent. Not a tweet, not a comment. Until 3 days later, during an interview with Power 105's The Breakfast Club, when Charlemagne asked him directly, "Yo, Fif, that clip with M, was that real?" 50 smirked, leaned back, and said, "I ain't confirming nothing. But I told y'all before, don't ever think this game's clean." He paused, grinning. "M's my brother, but brothers fight dirty sometimes." That one line broke the internet. Was that confirmation? A warning, or both? Behind the scenes, people close to M said he was livid. He felt betrayed, one insider shared. He thought 50 leaked it himself, even though there was no proof. For weeks, M avoided the media entirely. He locked himself in the studio, pouring his frustration into new tracks. Rumors spread that he was writing a diss, not for an enemy, but for 50. But then something unexpected happened. Instead of firing back, Eminem went public with a rare emotional interview on Shade 45. "Look," he said, voice steady but tense. "People love to twist things. I never used 50, that's my brother. We came up from nothing. He had my back when nobody else did. If I strategized, it was to protect what we built, not to control him." He paused. "But yeah, I'll admit, I depended on him more than I should have." That admission was powerful, but 50 wasn't convinced. In the months that followed, 50 became increasingly vocal about being done with fake loyalty. He posted cryptic messages like "everybody uses everybody" and "don't confuse business with brotherhood." Fans started noticing that he'd stopped tagging Eminem in his posts altogether. Then, out of nowhere, 50 dropped a new track, "Shadow Business." It wasn't a direct diss, but it didn't have to be. Every lyric dripped with double meanings. I was the gun in your hand. You aimed it, but never ran. Now you talk about brothers and plans. I see the strings, I was your man. Fans went wild. Was this his response to the leaks? To M, to everything? Eminem, true to form, stayed silent. No tweets, no press, nothing. But insiders claimed he heard the song and that it hit him hard. According to a Shady Records engineer, he played it on loop, just staring. Then he said, "He really thinks I used him." After everything, the tension between them grew, but ironically, the drama reignited their careers. The internet couldn't stop talking about them. Documentaries, podcasts, and fan theories dissected every lyric, every glance, every public silence. But just when people thought it was over, something even bigger dropped. An alleged video file sent anonymously to several hip-hop outlets. The file name? Playbook Final Move. The video, only 27 seconds long, showed a blurry close-up of what looked like the actual Shady War playbook. Pages with typed notes, dates, and arrows pointing to names like Ja Rule, Benzino, MGK, and 50. Most damning of all, there was a handwritten note at the bottom. "He moves first, I move later." The file disappeared within hours, flagged and removed from most platforms. But by then, it was too late. Fans had screenshots. The legend of the Shady War playbook was immortal. Theories exploded again. Did M really orchestrate every feud from behind the curtain? Was 50 complicit or clueless? And who leaked the playbook in the first place? Some fans even speculated that Dre leaked it, to force them to reconcile, to protect the legacy before it imploded. Others claimed 50 had finally pulled the trigger, tired of being the scapegoat. Whatever the truth, it was clear the world had seen too much. And in the eye of that storm, one final confrontation between 50 and Eminem was brewing, one that would decide whether they were still brothers or enemies now exposed to the entire world. The tension had reached its breaking point. The Shady War playbook leak wasn't just a rumor anymore. It was a cultural moment. Every hip-hop podcast, gossip channel, and fan account had an opinion. The streets were split. Some said Eminem had masterminded the greatest manipulation in rap history. Others swore 50 was exaggerating the drama to boost his relevance. But behind all the noise, something was happening quietly, something raw, personal, and real. Eminem and 50 hadn't spoken in almost a year. No calls, no texts, not even a public birthday post. The once inseparable brothers of rap had become strangers. That silence broke one night in late 2015, when a private call between them reportedly went sideways and got leaked. No one knows who recorded it. But when the clip hit social media, it spread like wildfire. Eminem's voice was low, steady, but sharp. "Yo, Fif, you think this is funny? You think leaking fake documents and half-truths makes you real?" 50 shot back, tone cold but controlled. "Fake? Don't do that, M. You wrote those notes." "I was there when you did." M paused. "You don't know what the hell you're talking about." "Nah," 50 interrupted. "I know exactly what I'm talking about. You used me. Every time someone dissed you, I took the hit. Every single time." A brief silence followed. Then M's voice cracked slightly, something rare for him. "I didn't use you, man. I needed you." The clip cut off there, but that was enough. Blogs exploded. "Eminem admits he needed 50 Cent, headlines screamed. 50 confirms war playbook existed. Fans went crazy, turning the clip into one of the most viral hip-hop moments of the decade. The media painted them as enemies again. But what nobody realized was that behind the scenes, M and 50 were both hurting. According to people close to them, Eminem stopped recording altogether after the leak. He spent weeks at home, avoiding interviews, ignoring calls from Dr. He told one friend, "It's like losing family, but maybe that's what I get." Meanwhile, 50 was out in the world promoting his new series Power, but something seemed off. His trademark grin felt hollow. His interviews were tense, and when reporters brought up M, he'd brush it off with a forced laugh. But deep down, he missed his brother too. Then came the night that changed everything, again. In 2016, during the BT Awards weekend, both men ended up at the same private after-party hosted by Dr. Dre. Nobody knew they'd both be there. Word spread through the room like wildfire. Dre, ever the peacemaker, reportedly walked over to M first. "Yo, Fif's here," he said. "You two need to fix this." M just nodded quietly, then asked, "He's still angry?" Dre shrugged. "He's 50. He's always angry." Moments later, 50 walked in. Cameras were banned, but dozens of eyewitnesses recalled the same thing. The two locked eyes across the room. The music faded. The air felt electric. For a moment, neither said a word. Then M stood up. "You really think I used you?" he asked, voice low. 50 laughed, shaking his head. "You really think I don't know you better than that?" They stared at each other, two kings of a crumbling empire, torn between pride and brotherhood. Finally, M said, "Man, we both got played. This industry don't care about loyalty. They fed off our chaos." 50 nodded slowly. "Maybe, but you taught me to fight. You can't blame me for using what you gave me. It wasn't an apology. It wasn't forgiveness. But it was something." According to one person who was there, the two eventually hugged it out, briefly, quietly. No cameras, no posts. Just two men who'd survived the same wars, realizing the only person who truly understood them was standing right in front of them. The next morning, social media caught wind that the two had made peace. A photo leaked showing them in the same room, smiling. It broke the internet. Fans flooded the comments. "Shady's back! Brothers forever! The Kings are reunited!" But here's the twist that nobody expected. A week later, a mysterious clip surfaced online. This time, it wasn't leaked. It was uploaded intentionally to Eminem's official YouTube channel. The title? "No More War." It wasn't a song, it was a short cinematic monologue, black and white, with M sitting alone in a studio. His voice was calm but heavy. People love to talk about loyalty like it's a weapon. But real loyalty, it's survival. I never controlled 50. I never owned him. He was my brother when the world wanted me gone. Yeah, I wrote plans. I strategized. But I never made him do anything he didn't want to do. We both fought the same fight, just on different sides of the mirror. The screen then faded to black with the words, "Brotherhood is louder than beef." At the very end, 50's voice cut in, saying simply, "Shady for life." Fans went crazy. Within hours, Unsheeran Shady for Life was trending worldwide. Everyone wanted to believe it was real, proof that the two had buried the hatchet. But then, in true 50 Cent fashion, he posted something cryptic the next day. Every story got two sides. Just remember who wrote the playbook. The internet exploded again. Was it a joke, a jab, a marketing stunt? Nobody knew. But what everyone agreed on was this. No rap duo in history had ever created so much mystery, tension, and drama while still respecting each other's power. Behind closed doors, both men were finally at peace. They didn't need to explain themselves anymore. M knew 50 would always be unpredictable. 50 knew M would always be private. And somehow, that balance, chaotic, imperfect, but loyal, was exactly what made their story legendary. In the years that followed, their connection remained quiet but unbreakable. They showed up at each other's events, exchanged subtle shout-outs, but never talked about the past again. Because in hip-hop, silence says more than any verse ever could. Still, one question lingered, one that fans continue to ask to this day. Was 50 Cent truly Eminem's weapon in every rap war? Or was Eminem the mastermind behind his own destruction? Maybe both. Maybe neither, because in a world built on smoke and mirrors, loyalty and strategy often look the same. And for Eminem and 50 Cent, that line was always blurred, right up to the end. So what do you think? Was Eminem really the genius strategist behind the scenes, using 50 Cent as his weapon in every rap battle? Or did 50 flip the game on him, turning the master plan into his own empire? Fans are still split to this day. Some calling Eminem a mastermind who built an unbeatable legacy, others saying 50 was the true power, the street enforcer who made Shady untouchable. What's undeniable is how their story changed hip-hop forever. Two forces from opposite worlds, one lyrical, one lethal, built an empire out of chaos. And even when the world tried to tear them apart, their bond was too deep, too complicated, too real to ever fully break. And maybe that's the lesson in all this. In the rap game, alliances aren't built on peace, they're built on war. Now it's your turn. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Whose side are you on? Team Eminem or Team 50? Do you believe the Shady War playbook was real, or just another myth designed to keep their legacy alive? Hit that like button if you've been following M and Fifth since the early 2000s. Subscribe for more deep dive hip hop stories, and don't forget to turn on notifications. Because the next one we're dropping is about how one secret phone call between Dr. Dre and Jay-Z changed the entire industry forever. Stay tuned, because in this game, nothing stays buried for long. Because in this game, nothing stays buried for long.